and welcome everyone. It's Nathan here. Thanks for joining today. Thanks for taking a look at this Lincoln MKX with me. This is going to be my review, my presentation, my thoughts, my things I like, and a lot of details about this particular car, its history, everything I possibly know about it, and all of the good and any bad, because I like to do videos that are completely transparent and show you the car just like you are looking at it in person with your own eyes. And with that said, we'll begin here at the front. I love the front grille on this. I actually like this better than the newer ones in my opinion. I love the square shaped quad headlights, the big grille with the emblem across the front. It's just beautiful. Front bumper is super clean. There is no damage, no stone chips. The headlights are nice and clear. This is a very nice and well lovingly cared for MKX. This comes out of my own family. This was my partner's vehicle for the last 4 years and a few months, and about 40,000 miles. So I know this vehicle very well. A lot of cars I work with I do know well as well, but this I really know well. This has been a great car, and it will continue to be a great car for someone else. These have a fantastic reputation, as you may well know, or as you may surmise when you kind of look at the shape of it. It is in fact a Ford Edge underneath, but of course, being a Lincoln version, it is a lot nicer, a lot more features, a lot better ride, a lot better materials used all the way around. I know that, I believe that, and it's the truth. Just a great car. I mean, I'm going to show you the window sticker in a little while. I have that here on my clipboard. This was $42,000 when it was new, $42,000 and some change dollars. What a great car nowadays these are, at what they're worth depending on the mileage, but for the depreciated value, this currently has 174,000 miles. It had about 133,000 miles when he started driving it, and it truly has been a fantastic car. I'm going to tell you all about the service history here, tell you everything again that I know about it and everything that's been done, but it's been a fantastic car. This would make a great car for a young driver. I mean, it'd make a great car for anybody, but I think this would make a great car for a young driver, a first-time driver, because it sits up just high enough where it's easy to see out of. It's comfortable. It's got a lot of safety features. Just a great car for someone to begin with. I will in fact make a separate video of me driving the car on some city streets and freeway streets like I like to do, and also comment to you about what I think about the drivability, which is nothing but excellent on this car. And I obviously have driven this even more so in the past 4 years than some other cars, so I know this car real well. But I really do like it. I like it all the way around. I think these represent a great value for what you can buy one for. I like the drivability of this particular car, and I know how well cared for it's been. If you like the video, if you like me, if you like what I do, give a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. I like to read people's comments. I like when my video, even if it isn't about this car that you're interested, but you learn something from my video about MKXs and Ford Edges and this generation of car, or some feature or function that you didn't otherwise know. I love to read about it. I love to hear about it. And I like when you guys use my video comment section as like a discussion board, okay? This is just as clean as it looks. It really is. The paint and body are perfect. The original glass in the windshield, Fomoco right there. Original glass, has the big giant panoramic vista roof. I'm going to show you here. The antenna's in great shape. Sometimes you'll see those little stubby antennas be kind of not in good shape. Everything about this is in great shape. I'm going to show you any flaws, but this is an ultimate, let's get right into it. This is an ultimate package. So this has a lot of nice features. It has an aftermarket remote start system that was put on at the beginning of his ownership. It works perfectly. I'll show you the remote when we go inside. So it has a remote enabled remote start, right? But this also has a drone capability. So the drone you can sign up for their service and have an app on your phone, and this is where this comes in handy for anybody, but particularly if your young person was going to drive it. It has location tracking ability, so it has location tracking ability, but beyond that, the drone offers you the ability to change the interior temperature. You can lock and unlock the car. You can start it from anywhere. You could be in Florida right now and the car would be sitting right here, and you could start it or unlock it for somebody, kind of like the modern day cars factory systems work with OnStar and things like this. But the drone is really nice for all those features. It shows you the current interior temperature of the car. You can change the climate control. You can see where it's at. You can lock and unlock it. You can open the power tailgate. Actually, this has a power tailgate. You can open that. So lots of nice stuff you can do with it. So that's that. What else? The sunroof. The seats are 10-way heated and cooled power seats. I'll show you that. It has Bluetooth, audio, and phone. Obviously something that any young person would like if they're going to own it and drive it. The headlights, if you can see, I don't know, it might be hard to see in the sun, but these are adaptive, and they, exactly what the word means, they turn and swivel left, right, up, down, when driving the car. So when you turn on the lights at night, you see the lights left, right, they sweep up, down. These completely work like they should. It's really nice. Again, for a young driver, great feature. You know, you go to take a right-hand turn, the lights are turning around the corner before the car actually comes around the corner. Same thing to the left. I mean, same thing on both sides. It's really nice. They're completely adaptive based on the position of the car, based on the steering wheel. It's really neat if you've never driven a car or had a car that's had that. I'll turn on the lights later on. The fog lights down below work just fine. Those bulbs were just replaced. So clean Carfax on this, clean Carfax history. It's only had 3 total owners. He's had it for 40,000 miles in just over 4 years. And the total mileage on this is really still particularly on the lighter side, because if you take the total mileage divided by the years that it is old, it's about 12,500 miles per year. So this actually is on the lower side of mileage on the annual basis. Okay, so let me tell you about the recent service work and notable service from the past here in 1 second, but I want to make sure I don't forget to mention about this. You can see here there's a trailer hitch that's got a nice cover here on it. It's very tucked away underneath, but this was installed by the previous owner only for the extensive use of a bike rack. This doesn't even have any wiring to it. However, I do have all of the wiring for it, so if you were going to want to use it as a trailer hitch for a boat or a trailer of some sort, you certainly can. Also, I love the dual exhaust with the polished tips here. But anyway, the hitch was installed for a bike rack use only by the previous owner, but I do have the wiring that could be wired in so that it could be used as a hitch for pulling whatever trailer you may have or a small boat. I'm going to talk about the service now, and then we're going to look over the interior. Just serviced here, just serviced. This was just done. New front brakes and rotors and calipers. So you can see the rotors here all shiny and clean and new. You can see that new caliper right there, the brake pads on the inside. In the front, brake pads, brake rotors, brake calipers, and the brake fluid for the whole brake system flushed. That was just done, along with a new engine air filter, a new cabin air filter, a fresh oil change, those fog light bulbs replaced in the front, and I think that's everything. Yep. The rear brakes on this were done very recently. I'm going to tell you about that in the history, but you can see how clean these rear brakes still are. They still look like brand new. They currently measured at 10 millimeters. 10 millimeters brake pad is the equivalent of new, so they literally still have 100% life. And I'm going to take a little sidebar to explain that. rear brakes do about 30% of the stopping power on a vehicle, and the front brakes do about 70 or 75, depending on how aggressively you drive. So rear brakes will wear much more slowly than fronts. That's why these are still literally like new, and I'm going to tell you here in a second, but I think these were put on about 10,000 miles ago, so they literally haven't even been worn yet, even a single millimeter, because they do such little of the stopping power. That's how it works on any car, okay, you guys? So, all right, so that's all the recent work. New front brakes, rotors, calipers up front, the engine air filter, the cabin filter, the brake fluid flushed, the oil changed. I also want to note that the oil that's been used in this vehicle's entire life from 80,000 miles until current has been Castrol Edge. That's all that's ever been used in this, a synthetic Castrol Edge oil. The previous owner of this from 80,000 miles to about 130, so about a 50,000 mile segment, is a master ASE technician and of about 35 years, getting close to 40 years. He was extremely anal and thorough and particular about taking care of this car. He is the gentleman who had installed the hitch. He's a good friend of mine as well. And yes, so I know the history about the car even before, during his ownership. Great technician, great man, very particular, very thorough, and very detailed. So on that note, in the history, I want to run through this real quick and talk about it here. There's complete history from new until current, but regular oil changes and maintenance have all been done on time. Everything's documented. Other notable recent service work includes the rear brakes, rotors, and calipers were installed at 164,000 miles. So yeah, about 10,000 miles ago was the rear brakes, rotors, and calipers. And new brake fluid at that time as well. At 159,000 miles, the brake master cylinder and brake booster were replaced. And then at 157,000 miles, if you know, you're going to know this is a good thing. It had a new timing chain kit with chains, gears, guides, tensioner, a new water pump, new thermostat and gasket, new coolant pipe under the intake, new intake manifold gasket set and valve cover gasket set, and new valve cover stud bolts and grommets with new intake and exhaust cam sprocket bolts. I know that's a lot of stuff that I just said, but that job was $3,500. Not cheap, yes, but if you know and if you don't know, go do your research, because here's where I'm going to take another sidebar. Even if you're not looking at this particular vehicle, the water pump is a very, very common failure on these and Ford Edges. I don't know the exact year range. Go look up and do the research yourself. I just know that this era, this body style, which is 07 to 2010, very common. It's expensive just to go do the water pump. It makes sense to do the timing chain while you're there. So I had it done right, with all the right new stuff, all new parts from Ford, from Lincoln. And the shop that did this work, if you live here in the Columbus, Ohio area, you would recognize and possibly know the name. They've been around since the 70s. Evans Automotive, very, very credible shop, unlike the slew of other shops in this town. Very credible shop, Evans Automotive. They did the work on this. If you don't know Evans Automotive, you should. And if you live here, you should look them up and take your car there. They are actually known for working on expensive European cars, primarily Lamborghinis and Ferraris and Mercedes and Land Rovers and Aston Martins and all the fancy stuff. So working on American cars is no big deal, but they do plenty of that as well. So they did the big job on this. The benefit for whoever buys this car is that it's already been done, because it's so common to happen that if it happens, you have to fix it. You don't have a choice. And if it hasn't been done, it will happen, because it's not really if, it's a matter of when. So again, $3,500 for basically the water pump and the timing chain kit with all the associated other small parts to make it perfect. I will also say right here, right now, if anybody is listening to that says or has the thought of if it overheated, it did not overheat when that water pump went bad. It actually started dripping coolant, and we caught it before any overheating occurred. However, all that work was done. It was ran several times with multiple oil change flushes after the work was done, and then it was driven after they were sure everything was good, about 1,000 miles on the castor oil, and then changed again and double checked that everything was still wonderful, and it was, and it's been fine ever since. Again, that was done at 159,000 miles, so it's been 15,000 miles ago. Also 149,000 miles, both outer tie rods replaced and the rear shocks replaced. A new interstate battery in May of 2021. I mean, that's been about 3 years ago, but that battery should still be good for a couple, at least 2 or 3 more years. That was at 145,000 miles. All the recalls are up to date, including both front airbags being replaced. These had a recall on both front airbags. They've both been completed. I have the paperwork to show that. So I know I went on a lot about all that, but that's everything I wanted to cover initially. Now we can focus in on more condition details. These are the factory 18-inch polished aluminum wheels. This is probably one of the biggest cosmetic flaws. There's like spider webbing and some of the surface coming off on certain areas on these wheels. They all have it a little bit. I do believe it's kind of the dirt and the salt and the grime getting underneath the finish and then starting to kind of eat its way out. I will tell you that in the 4 years I've known the car intimately, these really haven't changed much. They pretty much looked like this when he first got it, my partner. So, you know, I just want you to see up close that they aren't perfect, but, you know, if you don't really stare at it, they look nice from 5 feet away, especially when they're shiny and clean like they are right now. So they all have it a little bit. It's probably literally the single worst thing cosmetically on this car. But also, I did forget to mention the tires. There's this one. So they're all about the same. They all have about the same amount of peeling. The tires are Pirelli Scorpion Verde. They ride and roll really nice. They're really smooth. They're really quiet. There's absolutely no issues. 245 60 18 is the size. You can see the tread there. They have about 5/30 seconds remaining all the way around front and rear. They've still got time. They've still got life. They're not new. They're not bald or old or ready to be replaced just yet, but that's probably the next thing that will be coming to be done. But I mean, these probably still have another 15,000 miles or maybe 20,000 miles of life that could be stretched out of them. And they ride and roll really nice, and they're a good tire. They're a good brand name tire too. A couple of things on the outside. I love the Lincoln emblems here. I love the Lincoln brand. The previous video that's on my channel is of a Lincoln Navigator. Take a look, and guess what? The next video I'm going to do is going to be about a Lincoln, and it's going to be about a town car. One of my favorite Lincolns of all time, and I personally own one, and my personal town car is going to appear in the video. So definitely check that out. I love the MKX on the side here, kind of like the Navigator I just did. Putting the nameplate on the side, I think it's very stylish and chic on these on any car. Also, there's so much I want to say about this car. Auto dimming and heated exterior mirrors. These are actually a blind spot mirror. You see this spot here in the mirror? That's a blind spot mirror, and that's factory. I'll show you on the window sticker. Very, very cool. I mean, this might not be something for an inexperienced driver to focus in on, but I'll tell you what, once you get used to looking there and checking the blind spot, fantastic feature. This will always show you when there's a car in the blind spot. Now, it doesn't illuminate like the newer cars and like the idiot lights that all these newer cars have to basically drive the car for you. There's no illumination to tell you when somebody's in the blind spot, but if you check that mirror right there, you're going to see if somebody's in that blind spot. Promise, they work perfect. I think this is something that every car should have that doesn't have a blind spot monitor with the little light up idiot light. My other favorite thing about Ford, Lincoln, Mercury vehicles is the keypad. It's running right now, but this works. I'm gonna lock it and then put in our code. There it is, unlock, and 3 opens the rest of the doors, and 5 doesn't do anything on this. But fantastic feature. 5-digit pin-based key entry code. You lock the keys in the car, you can get back in, You can get in if you're out here at a soccer field like this and your husband or your wife or your husband is off in the field with your kid. You can go up to their car and open it up to get something out of it. Great feature. Every car should have that right there. That is hands down something every car should have. Okay. There is literally nothing on the body besides the finish on the wheels that I think is worth pointing out to you as a flaw. There is the tiniest of dings right here in this fender. I don't even know if you can see it. It's super, super small. It's not even worth me mentioning it. Very, very small. It's like right there. That's like the only ding on the car that in certain lights is kind of noticeable. Other than that, it really is as clean as it looks. All the trim down low is in great shape. All the black plastic trim. This pad here on the back, this is a factory. You can see it says MKX. This has done a great job of protecting the rear bumper. I mean, there's a few real light scratches here, you know, from loading things in and out. Very, very minor. These are the sensors in the back bumper for the rear parking sensors. The other thing about bumpers I did want to say and to show and to tell is you'll notice how clean the front bumper is and the fact that there's no holes from a license plate. I do have the license plate bracket for this if you wanted to reinstall it. However, at one point about a year ago, my partner did bump into something on the bumper right about here, and it put a big enough mark in it that the bumper had to be repaired at a body shop to make it perfect again. So we got rid of, or maybe it was over here. We got rid of the front license plate bracket at that time because we thought it looked a lot better without it. So we removed the front license plate bracket, repaired the spot where he bumped into something in a parking lot, and had the whole front bumper repainted at a very credible body shop here in Columbus. A1 Body and Frame, another fantastic shop I would recommend if you have any auto body repair needs. They've been around a long time, and I've worked with them for a long time, and you can see how beautiful the finish is on the paint. So they redid the bumper, also replaced this lower piece down here at the same time because it was cheap and because it had some scratches from all the years. Like there were some scratches right here, and down here on this there were some scratches. So that's all brand new at the same time. It just made sense to do it because the front bumper looks so good, and that plastic piece down there was really cheap to replace. So that's the story with that. Again, I told you I had a lot to say. Here we go on the inside. All right, the inside is beautiful. There's nothing negative to say. All black. The leather is in great shape. I mean, there are like two flaws that I want to point out on the interior, and they happen to be right here. At the very edge of this driver's side seat, put some shadow on there, just a little bit of color wear right there. It's not ripped or torn or anything, but just from sliding, getting in and out, a little bit right there. But the actual leather is soft and nice. The perforated leather is fantastic because this has heated and cooled seats. Heated and cooled seats, 10-way adjustable, both sides, heated, cooled, and adjustable. The only other cosmetic interior flaw I can think of I wanted to show you guys is this. There's a little bit of cracking right here. This is actually vinyl. This isn't leather, because when you're sitting here with your butt, this is pretty much where your elbow hits. So of course it's the first thing to wear. It's not peeling or flaking or sticky or icky or anything weird. It's just a little bit of light cracking, okay? But it's gonna be a long time before that's been like that for a long time. It's gonna be a long time before it gets much worse. Beautiful, beautiful interior. Everything works on this car. I guess I should have said that long ago in the beginning. Again, thumbs up if you like this video so far. Subscribe to my channel. Leave some comments. Leave some suggestions. Check out my driving video that'll be near this video. Everything works on this car, you guys. Everything. Every switch, every button, every feature, every function, every option, everything works like it should. Everything. I know it, and I know it. There's the panoramic sunroof. Let's go ahead and open that up. So you can see the screen pops up here. Look how nice and clean this screen is. Sometimes people's screens are all full of bugs. I mean, this was just detailed, but I always make sure these get cleaned. Huge panoramic. It opens a little bit more too, right there. So that's all the way open. It's going to give you the most wind noise, but it's also all the way open. You can see how far back that piece of glass goes. The car actually has a little bit of a different look when it's driving and you're looking at it with, you know, with that open. So, but the roof is amazing. Lets in a ton of light. It's beautiful. You pull the switch to close, and then you can also vent this. It's a big piece of glass, so it takes a minute. So you definitely want to close it before you're caught in a downpour of rain. Right here it says tilt, so you can just vent it like that, just tilt it basically, where it just allows some fresh air in. And then you can close it right there. And then on the one that opens the glass, if you pull that, it has power retractable shades. These are hard panel shades, so and then you have to pull it the rest of the way for it to close all the way. So you can see when these are closed, I mean, there's no light coming through. So if you don't like a sunroof, you can close it. Push the button to open it, and there they go, all the way open. So there's that. One of the greatest and coolest features. I mean, this was kind of early. I mean, nowadays the panoramic sunroof is becoming standard in the shittiest of small, inexpensive cars. Sorry, I shouldn't have said shitty, but you know what I mean. It seems like everybody's putting these in, but this has had it since back then. So very cool, very cool. Anyway, let's see. WeatherTech floor mats all the way throughout. These are WeatherTech brand. Nice rubber mats. They used to have a WeatherTech logo there, but it came off. But they fit perfectly. They're fitted for this car. They've got the high sides. Love the dark brown and black wood, almost like a dark tortoise color wood in this car. Memory seat on the driver's side, position 1 and 2. Auto up and down front windows. So auto down and auto up. Power mirrors, of course, power locks, all that. Has a great sound system, again, for a young driver, probably. They'd like to know that. Automatic headlights and fog lights. This is the button here for the power tailgate. I'll show you that in a moment. Let's get in here and check out a few other things. Center console, you've got an upper storage with a coin holder, classic Ford coin holder, pen holder. You can see you've still got a pen there. Down here, bigger compartment, and then down here there's even more space. It's like a never-ending it's like a 3-floor house. The aux and USB is in here. However, again, it does have Bluetooth, so you don't need to use this to play your music from your phone. It does have Bluetooth audio and Bluetooth phone. I don't have my phone paired to it, so I'm not going to be demonstrating that. This is the button to change the interior lighting. You can't really see it, but inside the cup holders it lights up. Inside the door handles it lights up. The floors light up, and you can push the button here to change the color between like all the colors of the rainbow. There's the tag Sync powered by Microsoft. So it has the Microsoft Sync system, which is the audio system. Once you pair your phone, super easy. It's got voice commands. You can, push the voice command, say Bluetooth audio, and it'll go to Bluetooth audio and play your music from your device. There you can see the color in there as it's on. See that? It's like purplish right now. Power outlet there. Automatic climate control, classic Ford climate control, works perfect. Air conditioning works perfect. Everything works like it should. Heated and cooled seats. They work, and they get really hot and they get really cold. Might be able to hear that fan running right now because I just turned on the cool. Seats work fantastic. 3 different levels. They work great. They feel great. Very nice. Dual climate control here, so you can change it on both sides, or just take away the dual and go back to one temperature. Factory radio, I've got it on here just to show you that it has XM radio, AM, FM, CD, all that. Of course, the dashboard is in great shape. There's no issues there. Very clean. Again, love the color of the wood on the inside. The owner's manuals are here in the glove box. The Lincoln leather case. It does have 2 keys. So there's 1 key. It has 2 keys. I always do this. 2 keys. It has 2 master keys, okay? And then here's the remote for the remote start, which is one of the ways to start it. If you get the drone capability, you can do it that way as well, but this works just fine using this if you don't want to do the drone. But 2 keys, 2 master keys. Love the steering wheel in this car. Love love the wood on the side. It's in great shape. The leather and the stitching is in great shape. Cruise over here, volume, and then media selection and phone stuff here. It doesn't have any climate control features here on the steering wheel like some Ford or Lincoln cars, but anyway, it's still great. The leather on the top shows just the slightest, let me get rid of that that sun, slightest little bit of color wear. I mean, just minorly, but it's very nice. The stitching's all still perfect. It's nice and smooth and clean. Just a nice steering wheel in the hand. I'll probably talk about that when I drive it because I really like the shape. I like the thickness. The car drives so easy. It drives like a car. Here's the mileage and simple instrument cluster, 336 miles to empty. There's the exact mileage, 174,589. It does have a full tank of gas. If you push the info button over here, just like any other Ford Lincoln that has this, it'll go through the average miles per gallon and speed and things like that. So then you go back to your distance to empty. This is rated to get 25 miles to the gallon on the freeway. I will say that that's accurate if you do all freeway driving. The average is somewhere around 20-21 usually. Between city and freeway. The steering wheel does tilt and telescope. There's a manual release lever down here. You pull that down and it goes in and out, up and down. So for a shorter driver, that's a fantastic feature. Adjustable pedals are a fantastic feature for a short person. This doesn't have that. But the 10-way seats with the telescopic steering wheel, great adjustability. And again, auto dimming rearview mirrors on the outside, heated, auto dimming up here. And then again, look at that blind spot. It's just, I'm telling, it's so fantastic. It's so perfect for when somebody's there. Home link on the visor up here, sunglass holder up here. All right, let's continue. Look at the rest of the inside. Also wanted to point out the door jambs are super clean. There's Evans stickers. See, I told you about Evans. The door jambs are super clean. The bottoms of the doors are extra clean. No rust or anything like that. Just nice all the way. I'm going to move this seat up because I'm going to show you how the back seats fold. This does have side airbags as well. Another safety thing for a young driver. So again, for a young driver, side airbags, traction control, anti-lock brakes, nice size car, a lot of protection around them. The blind spot mirrors, it doesn't have a backup camera, but it does have backup beepers. So when I just put it in reverse there, you can see it says rear parking aid on. Always comes on. So if there's nothing for me to back up to, but if I backed up and was getting close to something, it beep, you know, faster and faster as you get close to something. Works great. You know, it's not as great as having a camera to look at, but if you get used to how it works and when you get close to something that it goes beep and it's like a solid beep, it means, you know, you're about right here. You know, it's kind of like starting here and it'll beep 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 beep. So you like that? You like that beeping? So anyway, works great. Back seat is tidy, clean, nice, nothing negative at all. Power outlet here. You can see the colored lights right there on my hand. Power outlet there, a couple vents. There's the WeatherTech mat in the back, runs the whole length of the rear floor. All the carpet and everything back here is clean and like new. There's never been any small children back here, so there's no spilled Kool-Aid or melted crayons or any of that nastiness. This folds down. And then you've got a nice cup holder here with an armrest if you have 2 people or 2 kids or 2 adults. This is kind of like a hard plastic, kind of nice. So yeah, these seats can fold manually by pulling these levers. So you pull like that, boom, folds flat. It also does that power, and I'm going to show you that. here in the back. There's the child seat anchors. You just literally lift it up to put it back. Okay. Backs of the seats, super clean. There's the headliner from the back. You can see how nice, clean. It's a very, look at that. It's a very aesthetically pleasing dashboard, I think. I really like it. The only thing I don't like about, I will say the only thing I don't like about newer cars in general, this has a black interior, but then the headliner and all this stuff from kind of the midline up is gray. I do like on older cars, like vintagey cars, like the town car I'm gonna do next week, hint, hint, everything is black. Headliner, seat belts, all this gray stuff is all black on older cars, which I think is cool. Door jambs back here, clean, nice. There's a little bit of surface rust on that post piece there, but very clean as you can see, or side impact piece. Gas door. This does take, I forgot to mention that a long time ago, but this does take cheap gas. 87 octane, that's what it calls for. It'll run on 87 just fine. That's what it calls for. I would do 87. Before I open this, I do want to point out that I love the big emblem and I love the light bar. The light bar on the back of this is very much like the back of town cars, and I love the light bar on a town car. The town car I'm going to review here in a few days has the light bar across the back. Love that feature. Let me go turn on the headlights, because even though it's daytime, I want you to see how it lights up, and then I'll show you the fog lights when we go back out front. Probably, you can't really tell right now, and I know it doesn't look like much, but I'm telling you, at night when you're behind this on the freeway with it lit up across the back, it's just, you can kind of see it now, it's just beautiful. I mean, maybe not for everybody, but I think that's just real special. You know, that's probably what I like about it, is that you know what it is when you're way back there. when you're 4 football fields back from this car and you see that light bar, it's unmistakable what kind of car it is. And the reason I say that is every car nowadays, everything looks the same. This gives it some character, some personality. So there's a button in here, a rubber button. So all you gotta do is push that and the tailgate will open. Power works perfect every time, always has. There's handles to pull it down, but I've actually never even closed it manually. Just close it with the power. Super clean. That's why I'm showing you all this, just like everything else. Again, the pad here, nice, protects it when you're putting stuff in and out. Here's the button to close it, which we're not going to do yet because it smashed my head. Power outlet back here, and then the seat button. Boom. Now what? You push, and for a split second, oh, there, you got to hold it a little bit longer. You got to hold it for about a second or two, and it lets that release go. So then there they are flat. You can see a lot of room if you need to haul something big for a short distance or whatever, or move somewhere. Lots of room. Carpet back here is great shape. Nothing bad there. This is a nice hard panel floor. Spare tire. There's lots of storage on either side here for any stuff you'd want to store. Spare tire is here under this carpet, and then all the stuff's underneath. I don't think this has ever been used. You can see how clean everything is. So there's that. This has to be back there. It goes like that. So covers, storage, down. Now the seats, again, you have to manually raise back up. They only power release. Here's the headliner from back here. All right, well, 38 minutes. Am I boring anybody yet? All right, push. Goes down. There's that. Let me put put this back up so you can see. Very clean and nice. There we go. Same thing as the other side. Same little bit of rust on that post. Oh, you know what? I actually missed that initially, but I'm going to show you because I just now saw it. A couple bubbles right there inside the door jamb. They're similar underneath the hood. I'm going to show you. Actually, never noticed that, but there you go. So, little imperfection I didn't even see until showing you those door jambs. Obviously, you can't see that on the outside, or I would have already seen it. Passenger side seat. This seat's just as nice, if not nicer, than the driver. Very nice. The heated and cooled, power, everything works over here just like the driver's side. I already showed you manuals and things in the glove box. There's the final WeatherTech floor mat. So 2 pieces in the front and then the big long piece in the back. So a complete set. Again, 2 keys, 2 master keys, remote start with drone. That's nice and clean. Looks good. All right. All right, let's take a look under the hood. Let me show you the, a little windy. Show you the headlights. I turned on the headlights and fog lights. Not really much to see because it's so bright, but there you go. You can see the little fog lights, halogen headlights. The adaptive thing, again, is so cool. You turn, when those come on at night, if you're against a solid wall or a brick wall or a garage door, you see them go left, right, left, up, down, and they go like that because they auto level every time. All right. Nice and clean under here, just like everything else. See, these are the original fenders with the Ford stamping on it right there. There's the interstate battery from May of 21 that I told you about in the service history. New air filter in here. New cabin filter on the inside. New oil. Nice and clean. There's the Ford stamping on there. The bottom of the hood is very clean. The hood pad is very nice and clean and in good shape. All the hold cushion things that hold it in place are good. I actually forgot about this until I was taking the pictures. You can't see what I'm about to show you on the outside at all, kind of like that door over there. But there is a little bit of bubbling rust at the seam here on the bottom of the hood, you can see. So, just pointing it out to you because that's how I do. Honesty, openness, transparency, and telling you every darn thing I know about the car. So again, you can't see that on the outside at all. It is what it is. I'm just pointing it out to you. Nice and clean, bone dry. I don't know if you can see right down there on the valve cover. It's absolutely perfect. Nothing leaking ever. It doesn't leak anything on the garage floor. It's just perfect. I'll move it up a little bit here for you. Hover here for a moment so you can listen to it at idle. All right, I think that's about it. Over 40 minutes for me is usually really getting it, but there was a whole lot to say about this, and I clearly have a lot of information that I wanted to share. But I think it's a great car. I think this car would make a fantastic car for anybody. I think if you do your research, you will see that these are known for lasting a long time, many more miles beyond this. I think this would be a great car for a first-time driver, and I just think it's a lot of car for the money at one of these in general. For anybody, it's a lot of car for the money. Oh, speaking of the money, darn it, I did forget something. Let me go back around here. I promised I was going to show you the window sticker, and if you heard me say that in the beginning, look at that cool light bar. If you heard me say that in the beginning, then let me make good on my promise. I apologize. There was so much to say I forgot. But there it is. MKX 2010. It's called Ingot Metallic, and I had to look up what ingot means. It means a block of steel, gold, silver, or other metal typically oblong in shape. So what a crazy name. There's the base equipment, and then over here the Ultimate package with adaptive lights and cargo management, ambient lighting, the 18-inch wheels, and then the panoramic vista roof. 42,085. There's the fuel mileage. So there you go. So as promised, sorry I forgot to show that, but I appreciate you taking a look and joining along here with me. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, leave your comments, anything you want to say or share. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you made it from the beginning till now, awesome. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation. Come along with me on my driving video, which I will be making and recording here next after I take a short break, but it'll be on my channel right next to this one. So come check that out as well. It drives fantastic, it is fantastic, and it's a ton of vehicle for the money. I love to say that, and I think it's true on this. So, all right, take care, you guys. Peace. Until next time. And if you've watched this whole thing, you know what the next time is going to be. It's going to be a black town car signature series, black on black, gorgeous, with a factory sunroof and low miles. It's going to be the next car I'm going to do. So take care. Peace. Bye-bye.